Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Allison and this is Crazy Felix and you're watching Polymer Clay by Deb. Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Allison with Deb & Company and Felix and I are here today to show you how to make this darling little ballerina. I've had a lot of requests, people asking me to show them how to do ornaments with clothes on them, so I tried to pick one of my more simpler ones, so we're going to do this today. And in honor of this today, Felix is wearing his beautiful pink sweater. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, boys shouldn't wear pink, but I have told him that real men wear pink and all the girls love pink. So he is glad to be wearing his pink sweater today, as you can see. So anyway, we'll get started. I'll go over the materials list with you now. So we will be needing, this is white Fimo Soft rolled out to a setting of 1 for the heart. This is rolled out to a setting of a 6 for the flowers and the streamers on her hair. This is pink mixed with pink pearl rolled out on a setting of 6, and this will be for her shoes and laces. Then this pink is rolled out to a setting of 5, and this is for her tutu and her outfit. We've also got, for her body, we'll be needing 2 little pieces of pink pearl for her inside her ears, a piece of flesh for her muzzle, 2 pieces of pink pearl for her pads. This is Ecru Primo for her ears, 2 balls of clay for her arms, 2 balls of clay for her legs, 1 for her body, 1 for her head. Then we need a little bit of yellow for the centers of the flowers we'll be doing. We'll need a tile to bake her on, a heart cutter. This is just a round cutter, a flower cutter. These cutters are available at Polymer Clay Express online. I do not believe you can buy these at Michael's. You'll need some super glue to put in the hook. You'll need half a paper clip for the hook, a double-ended stylus, a needle tool, an X-Acto knife. This is a toothpick that we will just break in 2 for support for her head. Some 3 millimeter black beads for her eyes, some glitter to put on her streamers and flowers after she's done baking, a small straight edge, and then in this one I think I'm also going to need a large straight edge as well. So now that we know what we'll be needing to do this project, I guess we're ready to get started. Alright, so we're going to start with her body. So we're going to take the piece of clay, and again this is Primo that I'm using in the color Ecru. And we started with the ball, and now I'm going to roll out kind of like an egg shape. And this will be her body. And make her a little heavier at the bottom. And I usually try to taper it up a little bit at the top, kind of for the neck. Now I'm going to take a piece of this clay that has been rolled out to a 5. And going to do the back first. So I'm just going to cut a piece off, and if you see how this one is curved on the back, I'm going to cut a curve in the clay. Now if you have a round cutter, you could use that too. So I'm going to put this on the back of her like this, and then turn her over and just kind of trim away the excess. Now I'm going to do a similar type thing with the top. So I'm going to take another piece of this, cut the neck out, and lay this over the top of her. Press it on. And then we're going to trim away the excess. And then I'm going to pick it up. And I forgot my scraper blade. And now what we're going to do is from taking it, turning it over on the back, and I'm going to push these pieces of clay together. And kind of rub them so that you don't really see those edges or seams. Now a lot of people, I think what a lot of people do is they actually make each piece that's supposed to be dressed as a piece of clay. And what I actually do is I take the clay and dress my bodies with clothes as opposed to make the body already dressed, if that makes sense. And I think that's what makes mine a little more unique. Alright, so now I've got her body. The next thing we're going to do is her tutu. And I hope I left enough on here for the tutu. I forgot. Alright, I'm going to cut a piece for the tutu and the band on her dress. So this is going to be the band. And you could eyeball it. I like to use a straight edge. And this looks like about the right size for her tutu. Now what I do is I gather this like it's a piece of fabric, and basically that's what I do for my clothes. I treat them like fabric and put seams where seams would be, and armholes where armholes would be, and collars where collars would be. Now what I'm doing is I'm just gathering this fabric or clay as if it were fabric and pressing it down. And as I do this, it actually kind of curves it. So this can be time consuming, but it's worth it. So basically this is how you would make any ruffle. I use this technique to do ruffles on socks, ruffles on the bottom of dresses, petticoats, underdresses, all kinds of things you can do with this. This could be a collar. Alright, now you see how I have a rounded tutu shape. Now I'm going to take this and attach it to my body. Well, actually, we need to put her legs on first, so we'll do her legs. I've got 2 pieces of clay here for her legs. And I'm going to roll these balls out into a long, tapered, kind of cigar shape. And then I'm going to take the 2 balls that I have for the pads of her feet. And actually these are a little on the small side, but that's okay. We'll make them work. And I just put these on here. And then I'm going to take my clay tool, and what I'm doing here basically is just to give it the appearance of a stuffed teddy bear. So that's why I'm putting these like stitching marks. This is where, if it were a stuffed bear, the pad would actually have been sewn to the bottom of the feet. So it's just added details. And the more details, the better it looks, at least I think so. Alright, now I'm going to attach these to her body, and I just press them in here, like so, and then put them down. And you know why those were small? Because those were supposed to go on her hands, because she gets toe shoes. Alright, so the shoes will be next, and I'm going to use this thinner piece of clay for her shoes. Now we just take our straight edge again, and I just cut long strips, and 1 for each shoe. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap this to the front and cut off the excess. And then just pull the excess clay around and cut it off. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And these techniques that I'm showing you are basically just things I made up. So I don't know if they're right or not. I just kind of made them up as I went along. Alright, so now I've got this around her. You can see how it kind of has a shoe shape. Now I'm going to take another piece of this thinner clay. This is the thinner clay here. And cut 2 round circle shapes. And these will be placed on the bottom of her shoes. And now we'll do the ribbons that go on her shoes. And I'm going to use this same thinner piece. And we'll just cut 2 thin strips. And then I'm going to cut these in 2. And we'll just crisscross these in front. And wrap them around. And then cut off the excess in the back. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Cut this piece in 2 and crisscross it across the front. And pull it to the back and cut off the excess. Alright, now we're ready to attach our tutu. So we've got our tutu and we're just going to wrap it around, press it down, we'll cut off the excess. And then we'll take this band that we had cut previously and put it around her skirt. And here again, we just cut the excess off. And then you can take her skirt and kind of press it up, like so. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and put it on the tile. And we will put her head on next. So I've got another ball of clay. And I'm going to take a toothpick that I'm going to break in half and insert it in her neck. You could also use a piece of wire. Now I'm attaching her head. Alright, now we're going to do her face, and we will need the little muzzle that we had rolled out, which is another ball of, it's a ball of clay in flesh, and this is Fimo Soft number 43 flesh, and I will put that on her face, and then take the nose, a little piece of black that I have rolled out, and put the nose on the top center of her muzzle. And then we'll take our needle tool and just draw a line right down the center from her nose down. And then the stylus and put a hole in for her mouth. And now we're ready to do her eyes, which are just 3mm beads. And it looks like I may have a visitor here. Leo has joined us. Leo doesn't make many appearances. So there he is. And he's not allowed on the table either, and I think he knows that because I'm doing a video, I am not going to yell at him. Alright, now we're ready to put the eyes in. So I just take my 3mm beads and I'm going to put them in. I use my needle tool, and it actually adds a little extra definition by using the needle tool. We just put them in right above the muzzle, press in, and pull down. And I always have difficulty finding the hole. This one may not have a hole, which is why I can't find it. So much for high quality beads. Alright, so now we're going to put in the other eye. And I always turn it upside down, and this is something else I discovered helps me to put them in a little more even. So now that I have her eyes in, because it's a girl, I'm going to put eyelashes. And I just use my needle tool, and I just push down 3 times with my needle tool to make eyelashes. And then she'll need some eyebrows, so I just take my needle tool and draw eyebrows into the clay. Alright, now she just needs her ears. So I'm going to take my 2 small pieces of clay and my stylus, and I'm going to push a hole in the center of each one of these, and then take my 2 little pieces of pink pearl, put those inside and press them in. Now you could use a darker color if you wanted it to look more prominent. This just happens to be the signature color on my Belly Bear collection, so that's why I use it. Alright, now I'm going to put her ears on, and I use this needle tool or stylus to really just push them in there, because if you don't push them on really well, they're going to come off. And that's not a good thing. Alright, so I've got her ears on. Now I'm going to go ahead with her arms. And I've got 2 more pieces of clay rolled out here. And we shape these basically the same as her legs, but not as big as her legs. And this is where that pink should have gone. So I'm going to have to make these little balls again. And we'll put these on the ends. And I think I'm having a deja vu. Didn't we just do this a little while ago? Alright. So here we go again with the stitching. And here again, this is just to give it a little more detail, make it look more like a stuffed bear. Now we just push these on. And if you want, you can shape them. She could be holding her skirt. You could do, however you want her arms to go. And there's the basic bear. Now we're going to put the flowers on her hair. And the flowers are white. I've got a cutter here that's shaped like a flower, and it's a plunger, if you can see that. And I'm going to cut out, I've got, looks like 3 flowers on her head. So we'll cut out 3 for her head and 1 for her skirt. Now I like to take my needle tool and just give the flowers a little more definition by pulling in from the outer edge. And you don't have to do this. Here again, it's just about details. And I'm all about the details. It gets me in trouble sometimes. Alright, now I'm going to put that flower right there on her dress. And then these other 3 will go on her head. So we'll put all of these on her head. Then I'm going to take my stylus and push in a little bit here, and that's where our yellow will go. And I have just, this is lemon Fimo Soft, and I'm just taking little tiny pieces and rolling them and sticking them in those holes that I just made. Oops. Now another thing you could do, I'm going to put glitter when she's done baking on the white here, like this one. It gives a little sparkle. You could put glitter on a tutu to make it even more sparkly. You just need to be creative. Now the next thing we're going to do is take, I guess this is a thinner piece, we're going to put the streamers on her head from the flowers, and I'm just taking a straight edge again and going to be cutting my streamers. And these are just going to be thin. We'll just need 2. Alright, and these are going to come from the flowers. And I usually like to give them a softness and some movement, like if they were, it was real ribbon. And I just kind of do this by shaping it with my needle tool. And then I'm going to cut this excess off. And now we'll do the other one. Not sure if you can see this. And I'm going to take my needle tool again and kind of bend it and attach it. And cut the excess off of this. Now, the other thing that I've done on these to give it more of a teddy bear appearance is make the little hole like a joint in the stitching on here. And I just use my stylus and press in at the shoulders. And then if the hips showed, I would do it there too, but they don't on this one. And then take my needle and just draw my lines coming down. And then I just do the same thing on the legs. And then all we need to do, all that's left, is to put a hook in it, the top, and then you take your crazy glue and put a couple dabs at where each one went in and bake it at 275 for about 30 minutes for this size ornament. So there you have a darling little ballerina. So there you have the finished ballerina. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful. If you would like a chance at winning the ballerina, please go to our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Deb & Company, all spelled out. If you're interested in purchasing the ballerina, you can find it on our website for $13.95 at debandco.com. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment and I will be glad to answer any of your questions. You can also leave questions on our Facebook page as well. So once again, I'm Deb with Deb & Company and Polymer Clay by Deb. Thanks for being with us, and until next time, see ya. Bye-bye. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments, and please subscribe to our videos and leave comments, and and whatever else you want to do. Stop.